Her mother forced her to use a wheelchair and fake cancer for 24 long years, until she stood up and made a brutal decision. Gypsy Rose had become a symbol of struggle. However, she made a terrible decision that would land her in jail, and she'd reveal a secret that had deceived an entire nation.
She took me to the hospital and then told me that the doctor gave her a wheelchair and I have to be in a wheelchair now.
Forever.
Forever.
Gypsy Rose and Dee Dee Blanchard, her mother, were loved by the whole community. The little girl lived with a series of conditions and diseases that didn't allow her to develop normally. They were the perfect duo, but they hid a dark secret.
She was like one of the happiest people I had ever met, and yet she was the most sick that I had ever met at the same time.
Dee Dee showed herself to be a woman who was very worried about her daughter, always accompanying her everywhere and helping her to fulfill her dreams. She created an image that was revered by an entire country.
I remember my mom had gave me this little glass house and she said, one day this will be real. And now it finally is.
However, behind all of Gypsy and Dee Dee's resilience, hid a secret that was only exposed after a horrible crime was committed that shocked the entire United States. The fairy tale was actually a sordid hell.
Did you ever consider, in a public place, if you stood up out of your wheelchair and walked, Dee Dee's fraud would be completely exposed?
I honestly didn't think about that.
It never crossed your mind?
No.
So instead of planning an elaborate escape, you planned a murder?
Yes.
Gypsy wanted to escape what she was living somehow. She had never truly suffered from the illnesses that her mother told her she had, and the only escape route she could think of was Dee Dee's death. "That bitch is dead," was what was read on her social media.
My vision was still of this fragile little girl, and that was shattered.
Tired of the role that her mom forced her to play, she decided to plan the murder of her mother with the help of her boyfriend. Nick Gojon was a young man she met on a dating site. He was obsessed with Gypsy and irate with Dee Dee for not letting them see each other. He decided to become part of the macabre escape plan.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
The scene was straight out of a horror movie. Nick had entered Dee Dee's house while she slept. He got in with Gypsy's help, and he murdered her mother with a knife.
Do you know how many times you stabbed her?
4.
You stabbed her 4?
Yeah, 4 times.
Okay.
The 4th one, I felt it go into, I think it might have been her lungs.
Okay.
It was harder to get out.
The case caused a commotion throughout the United States because, of course, it destroyed a tale that everyone had believed. Gypsy was held hostage by her mother, who suffered from a severe syndrome that made her lie about her daughter's health to receive care and benefits.
We have unearthed the appearance of a long financial fraud scheme along with this tragic event.
The young woman had grown up believing that she lived with countless diseases. She was confined to a wheelchair even though she knew she could walk. So she finally took the most desperate decision to escape.
Do you think she protected you?
No, not in certain ways, yes, in other ways, no. I think that she was very sick in her mind.
Gypsy would be sentenced to 10 years in prison, while Nick was sentenced to life imprisonment. Somehow, the young woman claims that she feels freer behind bars than she ever did during all those years with her mother. As for her diseases, nothing was what it seemed.
The only thing that I have wrong with me is I have a little bit of a lazy eye. Not all the time, but I have better vision in this eye than I do that eye. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.